Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, and Atesh Ordo here. Today, I'm going to talk about Lobot real quick, and I'm going to talk about the fact that there's some missed opportunities with him, but so far he's great. Um, so a couple of things I want to quickly get into. First, his leadership was not touched. Big disappointment. They could add a couple more stats. Heck, they could add tenacity. They could add something else. I digress. They could have added something, even if it's not his lead is unique, great, but like his leadership could have gone something. That way, when his this part here that says light side, if the ally in the leader slot is a light side droid leader or Lobot, he could get the droid tag under his own lead. Come on. What's wrong with that? Like, even if they slapped that in his leadership, it wouldn't have been too bad. Lobot is a droid. That's it, just boom, he's a droid. He counts as a droid in the leader slot. Big opportunity miss right there. Also, another grievance I have is it has to be a light side droid leader. So it's just sortie. You can't run L337. You can't run R2D2. So if you wanted to play the little number games with 3POC and all that, you can't do that. So disappointing, CG. That you had to just specifically pick it out to that. Because in 3v3, you're not really going to run Lobot with the team because there's, like me, sortie is sortie, L3, and T3. That's the team I use. I get holds in the back wall. Because Bad Batch really can't beat him anymore just because there's, Bad Batch is weakened being in 3v3. Yeah, Wampa could probably beat him, but I'm sure people are using Wampa on something else. A front wall or, another team in the back wall. But I digress. It would have been kind of cool to see some of these aspects of the changes. Or just make him just a droid in general because he's a cyborg. We already have one other cyborg in game that we have a couple other. Like, I don't see Vader running around as a cyborg, having the droid tag. So I can see him not being droid. But like Grievous is like mostly droid anyway, so he is a droid. But we have seen Lando turn off or activate Lobot. Activate Lobot. I wonder if there's going to be like a song from Arnold. Instead of his activate the Dark Trooper, activate the Lobot. There you go, Arnold. Gave you an idea. But I digress. If they could have just given him the droid tag, to me, it would just made sense. Any other droid synergy. But yeah, look at the leadership real quick. Obviously, they could have, at least kept him away from the separatist droids. Fine. There's a lot of characters that do that. A lot of separatists and non-separatists that say no separatist droid or even like no Dark Trooper. So HK and IG-88 could have been cool. Could have touched up IG-88's leadership and allowed droids to at least go after the contract. I digress though. Who knows why CG does some of the things. It's like some of these are just obvious and won't be too broken. Another thing is with the uniqueness of Lobot saying that if the leader is a droid, they could do something similar with that with these three guys here. Kuil, Ugnaught, and Jawa Engineer. Because they all have droid synergies. Like Ugnaughts, they're really good at like droid tech. They're renowned in the Star Wars universe. Like it was confirmed more. It was confirmed a lot in the Mandalorian series and confirmed more in one of the latest episodes of season 3, that Ugnaughts are really skilled. And droids. I have spoken. I love that. I don't know. I just, that episode, I had grievances with that episode, but it was kind of cool to bring up the Ugnaughts in a unique way. That, hey, they have a lot of droid trained skills. Heck, even has droid experts as an ability here on the regular Ugnaught. So why is there no droid synergies with Ugnaught? I don't know. Why was he not reworked with Lobot? It'd been kind of cool to have a Lobot Ugnaught tag team with droids and be like, boom, we showing you how it's done. These guys' droids are just like swole droids. But I digress though. And then Jawa Engineer is another one that could definitely have taken advantage of this. Giving him the droid tag or, at least allowing him to trigger droid leadership and ability so that he counts as a droid, even though he's not a droid. That would have been kind of cool. So, I don't know. Maybe down the road they'll change that. But yeah, so first off, I want to mention a team that's an OG UrzZz team, and that's Exploze. He was such a big Lobot versus the meta. Will this bring him back? I don't know. I don't think he will. But if he does, hey, great. Welcome back, Urz, if you show up. But he did this team in 3v3. C3PO and R2 under Lobot. There's a lot more synergies with Lobot's kit to make this team very viable. You know, there's more. So if you do run Lobot lead, you're still giving 20 potency and 50 speed. So something to think about if you do want to use Lobot in 3v3 with some light side droids. However, I don't think anyone's going to want to separate C3PO. So you can run R2 if he's not being used with General Leia. But then there's also the aspects of Chopper, T3, L3. You'd have to separate them, but IG-11. So now with my idea of, you know, what I mentioned about the Ugnaughts there, it would be cool if Lobot was a droid and then under his lead, and Kuil was an Ugnaught, or counted as a droid to trigger droid aspects. So any leadership that buffs droids, he gets the buffs too. 25 speed. Hey, that'd be kind of nice. So that you could maybe run this team. Be kind of cool. So yeah, but aside from that, just all these droids are getting some sort of buff under sortie. R2, T3. Granted, R2, yes, is going to be pulled away. C3PO is already pulled away. But like, hey, been kind of cool to see. It's going to be cool to see some of these droids be brought up a little bit with Lobot. How much? I don't know. We'll have to see how things go. One last thing is if they could have done something with his lead. Another thing they missed is his leadership could have had Rebel droids synergy. Like these stats were doubled for Rebel droids. Given also like health steal. Like here you go, CG. Droid allies. 30% potency, 30% health steal, 25 speed. Boom. Or even 30 speed. Boom. You got yourself that. However, these stats are doubled for Rebel droids. Or even if you kept 25 and then the 20 potency and health steal and then just double them from there. So it's not like 50, 50, 60 or whatever. But like still, CG, come on. It's not going to be hard. And then the reason why I'm saying this is you could bring in the one guy as well as a bunch of Imperial droids. You'll see a picture of him pop up. The guy that was in the episode where Chopper gets sabotaged and then Hera uses her genius to throw the sabotage back at the guy that looks like, he pretty much looks like UrzZz because he has glasses on, and UrzZz tried to use his glasses with his Lobot gear, but like he had a hard time with it. Like it has to be designed to fit your glasses in there. But I digress. If they would have been bring that out, then you can have an Imperial and Rebel droid rivalry there. It'd be kind of cool. So I don't know. Aside from that, the other thing I have a grievance with Lobot is there's no skin rework. The reason why I say that is if you go look at Akbar, let's go to Rebel, scroll down, boom, Akbar got a skin touch up. He's a little more chubbier now, I feel like. What was this, dad bod Akbar? I don't know. I wonder if that'll stick around. We'll see what the community says about it. But aside from that, no body shaming people. But be nice to the fish. Whoa, did that actually? Oh, it does shoot. Whoa, it actually shoots when you go to Akbar's thing. Cool. So, but aside from that, let me know in the comments below. What would you like to see Lobot do? Aside from that, I do like his kit. I'm glad it's out. I took him to Gear 12 when he was announced because he was a Gear 11. I know I'm putting Radis off a little bit more, but I'm going to throw Lobot in. I want to see how he does with droids in sortie. Like I have IG-88 in there, but I might sub him out and see how he does in there. Just make like an annoying team. Granted, yes, Wampa might still beat it, but it would have been kind of cool if he had a chance to inflict tenacity down in some regard, so that some stuns and ability blocks and dazes and stuff could be applied. But I digress. Who knows? Let me know in the comments below how you feel about Lobot. Thank you for watching. Have a phenomenal day.